Good morning. Thank you for joining me. And today is another Takeaway Tuesday. My name is Tina Kvergich. Name you can't say, but that's okay. Just remember, Northern Stamper. If you ever need to reach me, northernstamper@gmail.com. I am always here looking for somebody to craft with. I am located just east of Toronto in Ajax and Durham region, but that's okay. That doesn't matter. You can be anywhere in Canada, and you can join me for a class, an event, or, you can order from me. It doesn't matter. That's fantastic. Comment below where you're checking in from, and let's get started. So today we're going to be using the framed florets. Woohoo! Love this stamp set. I love it because you can always color, and today it's going to be really exciting. I'm going to be either using the soft pastels for today, or the watercolor pencils. I'm not sure which one. You're going to help me decide, so comment below if you want to see watercolor pencils or the soft pastels. I'm not sure which one I want to use, but anyways, today is framed florets. And you're going to need the dies that come with this, and we're going to be coloring some of these. As always, I love to color. Good morning, my friends. My friend Liz, how you doing? Today, what we are going to do, I'm going to be using Blushing Bride for the ink, and the Memento Black ink. So I need those two, so make sure you have those all set aside for you. This weekend, I am very, very super excited. I'm having my very first 2-day online stamp camp event, and it's going to be so much fun. I have got so much ideas. I was actually starting out with like 6 cards. Actually, it started out with six cards, and then went to 8 cards, and now it's 9 projects. I'm using the two-tone Flora stamp set and dies. Oh my gosh, I've got so many ideas, and it is so it was $45, and if you wanted to add on the package, you could always do that. But it's totally full now. It's closed, but don't forget, join me in June. I got another stamp camp going on in June, and it is going to be a lot of fun. I'm looking forward to doing. We're using the two-tone Flora. And this weekend I had some friends come over, and I made this. I had some leftover flowers that I thought I'd just use up. So we were making some cards, and I made this one on the weekend. It was quite fun. I was showing somebody how to make this, and I thought I'd have some leftover two-tone Flora and add that on. Isn't that great? So don't forget, check out my events and my classes. It doesn't matter where you're located in Canada. You can join a class or an event for any of those. You could definitely join. We'll have lots and lots of stuff coming up, so don't miss out on anything like that. Okay, now for today, you're gonna watch to the end of the video, and I got some card packages I'm dying to mail out. Now these are filled with like 3 or 4 different cards that we've been creating. So watch to the end for this giveaway. Don't let me leave without telling you all about this, how to get your own package for that. Now, I'm going to be using the items. I had to show you something from Celebration. Don't forget, if you don't have a mini catalog or anything, drop me an email. I'll be happy to send one out to you. But in the Celebration, when you spend $60, you can choose some fantastic designer series paper. And what I had created this weekend was some cards using the Favorite Flowers designer series paper for $60. And what I did is just made a couple of cards, very simple. And my idea was just to use the flowers, because they got some really big ones in here that you could just cut out. And these turned out so nice. I was so shocked on how pretty they turned out. Now I gotta tell you, whenever you look at the papers in the booklets, they are never as nice as they seem. So because this was one set that I thought, okay, I'll just order it because I had everything else that I wanted. I am totally in love with these colors. It was, oh my goodness, lovely. So check these out. Don't overlook things in the catalogs because you think you may not like it. Like these papers, they didn't really speak to me in the book, but once I got them, started cutting with them and making, oh my gosh, what a great paper. Now, in Celebration, it is the best time to get the starter kit. Now, in the back, they offer 3 different join options, and you can get the mini cut and emboss machine. Now, I'm here to tell you, you know what? Go for option number 3. That is, choose $225 worth of Stampin' Up! Items. Now, the reason I tell you that, if you want a cut and emboss machine, option 1 or 2 is fine, but honestly, in the long run, go with option 3. Get the large cut and emboss machine. You will be much happier in the long run, okay? It's $170. Now, you still have money left over to buy some other stuff. Get in color inks and add it 1 Tombow, and that uses up exactly $225 worth of product. Now, the reason I suggest is because the cut and emboss machine is regular $170, you can't get that on sale. It'll never go on sale. And this is the best way to get it because you get it for $170 plus the inks and the Tombow, and you only pay $135. So anywhere in Canada, I got to tell you, this is the best deal. I know I keep telling you this, but honestly, it is a really good deal. Plus, when you join my team, we have a lot of fun activities and stuff like that coming up. And I want you to get the most value for your money, and that is definitely one of it. So that is that deal. And so we're going to be using the items from the mini catalog. So give me a thumbs up if you are ready to go. Have you got your frame florets? We've got them going, and I'm going to take a look back to see. Oh, Liz says we should use the pastels. Okay, so we will be using the pastels to make this card. Now, from the card packages, what you're going to want to get is, I love this. This is Blackberry Bliss cardstock. You're going to just score it in half, so it's like a regular card base, okay? So Blackberry Bliss, make sure, there we go, Blackberry Bliss. You have that. There is a Blushing Bride, and that's going to go on top. You see how it's got a nice frame all the way around. Make sure you got that. And in your packages is some strips of designer series paper from the Celebration. I love this pack. I think I have about 8 packages or something like that, something ridiculous. I just love it so much. So I have a whole bunch of those. Okay, so you need to get that. All right, so those strips of designer series paper. Oh, there's the other one. And okay, and a couple of scrap pieces of basic white. Okay, because we are going to be stamping. I'm going to be stamping this image here, this one right here, this corner one. I love this corner one, and I'm going to be cutting it out, okay? So grab some scrap white if it's not already in there, and this one I'm just going to use for a sentiment, all right? So have you got all those items together? Now, if you wanted to add a ribbon, that's great. Just add it on, and as we go along, okay? All right, we are ready to roll. So the first thing we need, let's gather these up, is the piece of cardstock that is Blushing Bride. So this is the Blushing Bride, so you want that ready, and we are going to be using the Blushing Bride ink. I love these inks. So we're going to actually be doing tone on tone, okay? So I'm going to be choosing a couple of these different flowers in here. So let's get started. If you have any questions, drop me an email at northernstamper@gmail.com. Now, I got to tell you, my stamps have been used so much that they've started getting dust and cat hair and everything on that. So before we begin, so that it sticks nicely to the block, I can feel already there's too much dust on there. I'm going to take my favorite, one of my favorite tools, which is the Stamp and Scrub. I'm going to spray it with a little bit of Stampin' Mist. There we go. And I'm just going to clean it. Okay, just a little bit on the back because I want all that dust and everything off. So let's clean that off. Okay, and oop, that block is too small. Let's get a bigger block. There we go. Now it sticks much better. Okay, so I have used my stamp set so much that it is all dusty and everything. Does that ever happen to you, that you use your stamp set so much that it gets all dusty? So let's clean that off a little bit. Okay, I'm going to just stamp Higgledy-Piggledy on this Blushing Bride. So, oh, look at that, tone on tone. I love that color. Looks great, just kind of Higgledy-Piggledy all around, all over the whole card. So I've got some of those around. Now let's move on to another flower. Let's take this large one here. Again, oh, is it going to stick? I think it's going to stick. I think it'll be okay. I'm going to put that one on a block. Look at that. Slides right off. Okay. Again, I'm going to stamp. I should have cleaned that one. Okay. Now, I've got a little bit of ink on the block here. I can see it through. So I'm not going to rock it straight up and down. So, okay. Going to stamp and ink it again. I should have cleaned that. I'm going to put it a little bit here. Ink it again. Oh, can I squeeze it in? There we go. Now I got a little bit of space. Now I'm going to move to the smaller flowers here. Going to toss some little flowers in. Okay. And definitely, actually, what I'm going to do, I don't want it to fall off. Let's give it a little cleaning on that, just in case. Okay. Now, if you ever get your starter kit and place your first order, make sure that this cleaning item is on your list for your first order. Trust me, it is so worth it. Okay, there we go. I love the Stampin' Up! Products, but some are like totally fantastic and you can't live without. And the trimmer and the cleaner, the scrub is, I think, a couple of them that you just don't want to live without. So I got a little bit of space there. Let's add, what have we got here? I'm going to toss in some little leaves. Let's get some little leaves, and there we go. Get those on. Okay. All right. Again, let's just try and fit that on. Doop. Looking great. Looking great. Oop. There we go, a little bit on there. That's kind of filling it out a little bit more. And if you don't like it and there's too much of a hole, guess what? Look, just turn it around. Oh, look at that. See? You never know. That way. Could be this way. Could be this way. You got a boo-boo like that? Put it this way. Fantastic. Okay. We have this all nicely stamped up. Because we are in the stamping mood, let's move to our Memento Black. Okay? So we want to go to our Memento Black and our scrap piece of paper. And what I'm going to do is, again, back to that frame floret, this one right here. We're going to stamp it and then cut it out. Now, before I stamp it, again, cleaning it on my scrubber. Oh, it's a washing. And then the drying. Sharon's asking, do I still love this set? Yes, I do. I still love this set. Still love this set. There's so much to do with it. I love this set and the two-tone floret that I'm doing on this weekend for Stamp Camp. Oh my goodness, totally in love with it. That, and what is the other one? Oh, Delicate Desert, which I think I packed for my trip because now I can't find it anywhere and I'm like panicking because I want to take it with me. So I stamped that and it's going to be cut out. So find the die cut and cut that out. Again, before I put away my stamp, I'm going to clean it. Sometimes you get a stamp set that you're totally in love with, and yep, I've found a few of them. All right, so that's going to be die cut, and let's get our sentiment on this little piece of paper. Okay, and what sentiment are we going to use? I want something, I really like this one. Just a little reminder that you are loved. Love it. I love some of the sentiments that they come out with. Oh, which one is it? Oh, so lucky to call you a friend. Oh, that's another good one. That one. Let's use that one. And I'm going to, oop, that doesn't fit. There we go. Going to put that on the block. Take that off. There we go. Boop. And stamp that. Let's see if it fits on this tiny little piece. Oh, is it going to fit? It's going to fit. There we go. Boop. Okay, now because this is a scrap piece, I am just going to kind of trim it down a bit and flag the end. So we got our sentiment. Just going to tidy it up a little bit. Okay. Hopefully that's a, woo! That was pretty close. And I'm just going to flag the end. Okay. Are you still with me? Okay, there's, love this. Love this. Always love making cards. Wait, where is it? Gotta make sure I slide it in properly. Let's see how that goes. Oh, there we go. Did it go? Oh, gotta go again. See, there is a little bit on the end. So, because I used a scrap, so we'll go in again. And keep, oh, look, it worked perfect. That's exactly how I want it. All right, so we have our items die cut. Whoop, look at that. Look at that flower, looking lovely. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to assemble, and then I'm going to color this flower with the pastels. Okay, so let's take a look. I'm going to show you. And so this piece is going to go right on top. Okay, now if I don't like the way that this is looking, I can turn it this way, and we could do a vertical card. It totally doesn't matter. I can turn it and make a vertical card like this and use the pieces like this, but I want them to span right across. Okay, so let us get going. So I have a few pieces here in the kit, and I'm just going to line them up. I want the two kind of like that. There we go. And this one piece is going to go on top. So it's going to kind of span across, and I have a little bit of each piece of DSP. That one you kind of can't see. So what happens if I turn it over? Will it be okay? Oh, you know what? I can turn this one over and use this one as a thinner one. Oh, I think I like that even better. So kind of work around to see how you like your pieces. Like even I could just do that one piece and a small strip on each side, or offset it a little bit, a little thicker on one side than the other. You know, kind of work on how you like it appeals to you. Okay, I think actually I'm just going to use that one piece and have it thick on one side and thin on the other. So I kind of like doing that. All right. Oh, the last block looked like it was scratched. Oh, yeah, you know what happened? That's not a scratch. That is actually glue. Because on the weekend we were using older Stampin' Up! Stamps, and to make them stick I put a little bit of glue on. So what I'm going to do is I'll take this upstairs later, and I'll take it in hot water, and I'll just take the glue off and scrape it and clean it. So my blocks do need to be cleaned, so it does look like it is scratched, but no, it is not scratched. It is just glue. It's just a piece of glue on like that to hold an old stamp set. But I have to show you a block. I got a block. It's very cool. So this block came, so there was an error in, I guess, the printing or whatever, and some of the I guess the film that they had on it kind of bubbled and it stuck to it. And I contacted Stampin' Up! And they sent me a new block, but I thought this was just so cool. I'm keeping it because I think it is really quite interesting, and actually I'm going to keep using it. Now it makes it a little hard to see through, but I thought it was super, super cool. Maybe what I'll do is get some, make this into some kind of design and put it up in the window or something. I thought it was very cool. You know, happy accidents. Isn't that what Bob Ross always says? That's his name, right? Bob Ross? There we go. Okay. All right. Let us put that piece of cardstock on that we had stamped. Oh, look at that. Love that tone-on-tone color. Okay, looking fantastic. I'm gonna put that large piece on to the left side. Okay, if you want it larger or different, you can add another one to the other side. And I am just going to actually add this little tiny piece, as I said, small side on the right and larger on the left. So you can see a larger and smaller. I think it kind of adds a little bit of a design there. So there we go. The next thing that we're going to do is I'm going to color, and so this will kind of span across those two like that. So let us get coloring with these pastels. Now, I have not used these pastels. Woohoo! I think I did it only once. Let's give it a whirl and see what happens. Okay? So you are literally learning along with me. This is very exciting for me. Now, one of the items I need to have, I got to make sure I have, I could use Wink Stella, or I'm going to be using my blending pen, my blender pen. So, all right, let's see. What are we going to do? So I think, all right, so there's some limited colors. So I'm going to actually start off with a green because I know the leaves are going to be green. So actually I'm going to do a little bit with that. I'm going to put a little bit of chalk on the pastel. Okay. Now I can also take the blender pen, right? So that's got a little bit of, yep, there it is. I'm going to take a little bit and color on here. So it does take a little bit of time for coloring. So let's take a deep breath and color. Now this will not turn out as if you used your Stampin' Blends. Oh wow, that is turning out fantastic. Oh my goodness, great suggestion, Liz, as always, as always. So using the pastels and the blender pen, gonna kind of move it around. Okay, the blender pen definitely works well with this. The larger areas like this leaf, I added right onto it, and then I'm going to just pick up a little bit from the pastel stick and add onto, carefully onto the image. Oh my gosh, this is turning out great. Oh my gosh. So it's like chalk, but because the blender pen has some liquid in it, and that's why it would work with the Wink Stella too, is the chalk then turns into like a paint. Oh my gosh, that is turning out fantastic. Great. You know, you never know what's going to happen. Now, because this is a mossy meadow, I'm actually going to pick up a little later in this Granny Apple Green and add it to the leaves too, because I want to add a little bit of dimension. So I'm going to color with one color first. Now before I change, I'm going to take my blender pen and color off the excess. Okay, I just want to make sure that you can see. Hold on. So there we go. Can you see that? Can you see that? Oh, Sharon has a tip. The Q-tips work for this too. Oh, that's a really good idea. So there we go. So there's the mossy meadow on there. Let's get some of this Granny Apple Green, and apparently the stamp set is coming with it. Okay, getting some Granny Apple Green. Again, I'm going to pick up some of the color and add that in. Okay. Oh, that is looking really cool. So the two colors, definitely do the two colors. Don't stick with just the one color. Okay. Oh my gosh, that is turning out better than I thought it would. Normally I use, if you know me, you know how much I love my Stampin' Blends, but they are already all packed for the trip. So, and next week I will take you on the road with me as we head down south. Okay, all right. So that is, those two colors together are really making that pop. Don't be afraid to try different things, try different colors, color combinations on anything, because you never know how it's going to turn out. And you know, worst case, just stamp a new image. Come on, let's get out of our comfort zone. Oh my gosh, that really turned out very nice. Let's see, there you go. Can you see that? Maybe you can't see it, but at the end I'm going to take a really good picture so that you can see. Now all that's left is to color those flowers. So there is a limited number of options I can take from here. So let's go with a happy color for yellow, because I think that yellow and pink will be nice. I guess the blue would go too. You know what? Let's see what happens. Okay. Taking the blender pen, I'm going to take off the color, and actually I'm going to color in some of this flower because it's a larger flower, and I can color that in, okay, with the pastels. And I'm actually going to use that Stella. Let's give that a try. So it's like chalk, so I'm gonna I just blew off the extra. So taking my Stella, let's see if this works, and I'm going to carefully move that color around. Oh my gosh, look at that. Oh my goodness, it's working. I'm so excited. That is turning out very sparkly. Look at that color. It really is going really well. So in some of the thicker areas I can move the pastel around. You know, just take your time, okay? Don't rush, just take your time. Same like if you're coloring with anything else, markers or whatever you've got. Okay, there we go. So there's a little bit of heavy on there, so I'm going to pick it up and move it on to the other. Wow, that is really turning out fantastic with the Stella. Oh my goodness. Definitely add this to your first order. Oh my goodness. Stella, love it. Oh my gosh. It is absolutely stunning. I don't know if you can see the color on that. So I'm going to move on to the next flower. Again, picking up some of that chalk and moving it around. Okay. I'm going to try and stay within the lines and not try and smudge the Memento ink too much. So I'm kind of tapping and painting at the same time. Oh, I feel like Bob Ross. My goodness. All right, there we go. That is working fantastic. Liz, thanks for suggesting the pastels. Oh my goodness, this is fabulous. All right. Wow. That's very sparkly. As you can tell, small things make me very excited. So I'm going to just do something in the center there. Let's see. I'm going to pick up with a little bit of red in the center. Okay? And let's see. I'm going to pick it up from the chalk so it's not too thick. With the blending pen. Okay? So it's not too thick, so I'm just going to add a little bit. Oh my goodness. That actually is absolutely stunning. I'm just so excited. All right, that turned out great with those pastels. Love it. Oh my gosh. Okay. Oh, there we go. There we go. Can you see? Can you see? Oh, it's very sparkly. Okay, I am so happy. Oh, what a day. Okay, let's get that on some dimensionals. Oh, but before I do that, I'm going to see what's in my ribbon scrap and add a little bit of ribbon behind it. So let's see, what have I got? I've got green, and what else have I got? Oh, I've got gold, and what else? Is there anything else in my... I like to use the last bits of scrap before I move on to anything else. Oh, there's a little piece of that. You know what? Let's see what we got here. Hey, who says we can't use all three? Ah, let's try all three. Let's go crazy. There we go. I'm going to use all three. Who knows? Let's see how that turns out. I think those will be great. So I'm going to add, before I put my dimensionals on, I'm going to add some, hey, there was a note on the back here. I hope that wasn't something I was supposed to keep. Oh dear. So anyways, put that around. I'm just going to kind of around, let's go around like that. And we'll add the other one, why not? Oh, we'll do the gold one first. Do that because it's thinner. That, just kind of, again, higgledy-piggledy. Deep. Oops. I wonder what that note said. It says, please don't forget something. Okay, we need some more glue. Add more glue. Oop. There we go. And I'm just going to spin these, got this green across. Okay. Yoop. And again. Yoop. There we go. I don't know how it looks, but I'm sure it looks fantastic. I'm just, what is it, like Miss Frizzle from the Magic School Bus? Let's take chances. And I love Miss Frizzle. Okay, so let's do that. And oh my gosh, that did turn out great. Whoa-wee. I'm going to put that on the front. Oh my goodness, that is really cool with all those ribbons. Okay, got that. And we are going to add on that little sentiment. Oh my gosh, that turned out so great. Wow. That's one thing. You know what? Sometimes you just don't need to be perfect, and things turn out just fabulous. That is just fabulous. I don't know if you can tell, but oops, that's crooked. That's really crooked. Wow. Like, that's one reason why I try not to go to be perfect, because wow, things turn out great. All right, last thing, we just need some bling. What have we got here? Let's see, I got these ones. Got these ones, gold. Got this, let's see. Oh, these are tiny little gold ones we can add on. Yeah, let's just do a couple of these. There we go. I guess I could put them down there. Make sure there's no cat hair. There we go. Wow, that turned out really great. I love it. I don't know about you, but I love it. Love how we use the pastels and the blending pen, the blender pen, and the Wink of Stella. The frame florets, loving it. Now, I'm going to take a picture of this so you can really see inside, like really close up. And I'll post that in about 5 minutes. But I'd love to see how your card turned out. Did you use markers or crayon or pastels, watercolor, you know, and what colors did you choose? Let's see how your card turned out. Don't forget to post it, and let's see everybody's creation. And don't forget, okay, watch to the end for this giveaway. So I've got these packages of cards, and I want, now there are a bunch of cards in each of them, at least I think there's 3 or 4 or something. Anyways, what I want you to do is between the number of 1 and 100, I've got in my mind the number is already, like, I'm not going to change it. I want you to comment what number you think it is, and those that are by tomorrow, so tomorrow is Wednesday, let's say Wednesday at noon, okay? I will post the final number, what it is, and those that have that either get closest to that number, higher or lower, or exactly on that number, will get one of these packages, okay? So between 1 and 100, what number am I thinking of? And if you get it, I'll mail this out to you. And if everybody gets it, I'm going to mail it out to everybody. Oh, it's just a little fun. Okay, so I will see you next time. Okay, and give me 5 minutes, and I'm going to post that card I created. All right? Don't forget, Northern Stamper, Tina Kavrgich, name you can't say. That's okay. You don't have to say my name. NorthernStamper@gmail.com. Thank you for joining me, and don't forget, let's see what you made with the frame florets. Take care, and I'll see you next time.